Hey Ben, what are you doing?
I guess we're moving garden beds.
What are we going to do that for?
Because you want to plant a bunch of stuff, don't you?
Because Mom's been asking me to do it for months.
Oh boy, here we go again. Endless projects. How long have we had these garden beds here, you think?
I think we put these in probably 10 or 12 years ago. Maybe.
And they've been sitting for quite a while. We haven't used them, so all this tarping's kind of grown up into it.
It's all weed barrier.
Yeah, weed barrier.
Grow through, so.
We got 4 of these, and I think we're just gonna move, what, 2 today? Maybe all 4?
Maybe all 4. We'll see how we do with the first 2. I think you're just gonna have to pull it out of the way. We're gonna get the ducks out of the way first.
Weed barrier so grown into this stuff. It's like a mat right here, so I'm just gonna kind of cut it out if I can. Well, there we go. We got this big mat cut out of the way. And we should be able to move it pretty good now. There's still a little bit under there, but I guess we'll get it in here and try and cut it out.
I'm really glad I have a tractor guy. One little tip and advice, don't make 8-foot gates, make 12. It gives your driver a little more room. Hi guys! So we've got all of the beds in here into the garden area now. You may be able to see them behind me here. I got Ben here with me and
You made a boo-boo.
we made a little boo-boo, but we'll come over here, swing you around and swing you towards Ben.
We got all this weed barrier that was up under here, and it turns out that all the electrical and the water pipe to the front gate was only buried about 3 inches deep, and forks on the front of a tractor going about 6 inches deep under a pipe that's only 3 inches deep does not work very well. So we pulled this up and the electrical on accident, and now we got to get it fixed. It pulled apart down there and probably pulled apart somewhere further up the line, and we got to check all the electrical and make sure that it looks okay before we turn it all back on.
So this is where our pipe separated, and in the process we also nicked a wire, so it's still dripping a little, but we're gonna fix it though, huh Ben?
Yeah.
You say hi, Marigold? Hey, look, there's Titus. Titus, what do you think? You think you got an itch?
We never can make it through a full project without something going wrong, it seems like. But I think that's the way it is with a lot of farms, unfortunately. I'm here.
So the other thing we're dealing with here is this used to be, obviously, my old garden beds, and I lined everything underneath with some weed barrier. And weed barrier, after a few years, is not a weed barrier anymore. It becomes a grabbing mat to hold everything. So now we're trying to, Ben can kind of show you there. We're trying to find the edge.
We're trying to figure out where we can get all this stuff out from under the grass that's grown. We don't really know where it's at, but kind of hard to see, but you can see black matting all in this grass here. So trying to pull it all out, and I think we're gonna put a greenhouse here, so
that's Mom's goal.
Need a nice new flat surface with no grass, so we're gonna try and get it all out of here without breaking any more pipes.
So the other project I'm working on, when we pulled these beds out, was I have a huge stand of aloe that I am going to separate, and I haven't been able to get into it in quite a while, and because it had gotten so overgrown, but now that I can see in there, I have tons and tons of little babies in there, so we're gonna get that all separated, and that'll be going to hopefully some new homes. And so if anybody's needing some aloe, message me and we'll get it turned around. But let me turn this so that y'all can see. This is a huge, massive stand of aloe, and I have, if you dig way in here, I have all kinds of little babies popping out. But we're gonna get in here and get this all separated, and so I'll have all different sizes of aloe plant to hopefully end up at someone else's home, because as much as I love aloe, I don't need this much. So here we are doing our repair. What you doing, Jed?
Fixing something somebody might have broke.
What do you have to do?
Glue the pipes back together after somebody hooked it with the tractor forks. And then we're going to add water to the barn finally. Get rid of the extra hose.
So it was meant to be.
There you go.
Because we're going to find the positive on all of this.
Yep.
I did them a favor. That's what I did. I did them a good favor.
You basically made Dad go ahead and finish a project that Mom's been asking for a while.
I dug the whole thing out one time before.
Why didn't you finish it?
I have no idea. Life.
That's a good excuse.
So what's that you're using?
PVC OT purple primer cleaner. And wet or dry Christie's PVC pipe cement. Probably weren't meant to be used together, but they're gonna have to work. All right, Ben, you ready to get some really nasty stuff on your hands?
Yeah.
Bigger the blob, the better the job. All right, go pick it up in the middle. Let it go.
So Mom's running off to go get some hay to the cows. We're using up the last of our square bales. And we just got this pipe put back together here. It is all intact now. And Dad is digging the new T that's going to go on this side of the barn so that we have an actual spigot over here now.
Pro tip: when you are digging a trench, use a trenching shovel, and one that hadn't been out in the rain.
Fair
full
enough.
of water. Makes a much better trench. No reason to dig a 12-foot wide trench when you're only burying a half-inch piece of water pipe.
Now that we got the driveway all dirty, we got to get this washed off probably tomorrow. And we still need to get the rest of this matting up. You can see all of this matting that the grass is just rooted straight into. So
Weed stop.
Weed stop. Weed barrier.
It doesn't work.
That doesn't work. He's right. I guess the warranty expires after what, 10 years of use?
Yep.
So Dad's on the other side of the fence, cutting about an inch out of the middle here. And we're putting a T through, and there will be a spigot, and it will be up against the barn at the end of all this. We put it outside the fence here so that nobody can jump on it and turn it on or cause any issues with it, and we'll just have a hose that goes around so that we can fill water buckets like that one there on that post.